This bike test is brought to you by Wiley X, absolute premium protection.
I'm out here on the Yamaha MT-07 Tracer. I've brought this bike out for a bit of a country jaunt because it's the first touring bike in a LAMS approved guise from Yamaha for a while, if not ever, and one of very few that really fall into that category of a proper touring bike that is learner approved. Now, when I say a proper touring bike, what I mean is it's got some weather protection standard in the form of the handguards, the fairing, and it's also got luggage. There's also lots of engine cases and driving lights and even a GPS or mobile phone holder up the front here. Now, as a touring bike, it's very comfortable. You sit up fairly straight, lean slightly forward onto the handlebars, which gives you a good view of the road ahead. This one's got a big screen on it. There's a big touring screen which is adjustable. I found that screen to be really good. If you're under 6 foot tall, you'll probably find it even better. Now, performance-wise, you've got a twin-cylinder engine down there that's about 650 cc's. It provides good performance, you know, right up past freeway speeds. I was surprised at how quickly it accelerates. It goes through traffic really, really well, and yet it's still learner approved. Now, of course, a lot of that's based on power to weight, and it's not a lightweight bike as far as learner bikes are concerned, but it is fairly light. It's one of the lightest touring bikes that you'll find anywhere. So it hits that really nice compromise. It's probably not too heavy for almost anybody, but it's still a touring bike. And as I say, it's hard to find a touring bike that fits into that guise. Now, this particular model has been heavily accessorised by Yamaha. They've added a lot of the bling you see here, including a set of Continental off-road tyres, which are more designed for adventure bikes. Now, will that turn this into an adventure bike? No, it won't. But what Yamaha is saying by putting those tyres on is that this bike can be taken across dirt roads, and it can be a bit more of a tourer in dodgy conditions than a lot of tourers and a lot of learner bikes, which only come with road bike tyres. Now, I'd probably go for something a little bit more road touring oriented, a little bit more less dirt oriented, but by using these tyres, Yamaha's made a statement to say, hey, you can take this bike off-road. It's still a road bike, so it's very comfortable on the freeway, surprisingly so. I found myself doing a little bit over the speed limit at one stage without realising it, which is not something that usually happens with a learner approved machine. Normally they get a bit breathless at that over the 110, but Yamaha's done a great job of making the MT-07 Tracer feel quite comfortable at that speed. So I've run into a few people who've said, oh, it would have been great if it was the full power model. But I disagree. I think if you want the full power model, you'll probably go for the MT-09 Tracer anyway, which might be a bit bigger and heavier and a little bit more expensive. But overall, for the more experienced rider looking for that extra performance, the MT-09 Tracer is going to be a better bike. This bike is for someone who doesn't necessarily either care about having that extra performance, wants to save a few dollars, or is on a learner license and hasn't got that experience. If you fall into that category where you want something that's primarily a road bike but isn't afraid of dirt roads, that can carry luggage, can carry you on a longer trip in comfort with some weather protection and take some gear with you, Well, the MT-07 tracer here, pretty good choice I think, and not many other things competing with it. Definitely worth a look and definitely worth a test ride.